Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here. Let's talk about an Xbox exclusive. Or I'm sorry, a Microsoft exclusive. Yes, one of the very, very rare times we're going to talk about an Xbox exclusive. Sorry, a Microsoft exclusive on this channel. I'm just going to call it an Xbox exclusive just because it's less syllables that I got to deal with. Microsoft. Xbox. Yeah, 2 versus 3. I'll take the 2, please. So, today I want to talk about a game that I never even conceived that I would ever talk about on this channel, which is Forza Horizon 4. And the first thought is immediately, what the fuck are you doing talking about a racing game from Microsoft on your channel? A channel that's mostly dominated with like PlayStation and PC shit. Well, to be perfectly honest, I never even thought I was going to talk about this game either. It didn't look very interesting to me. When I saw it at E3, I just didn't care. I looked at it and I thought, oh, another racing game. Hooray. And that was the end of that. Until I got my hands on the demo that they released, and to my great surprise, I really liked it. Like, I really enjoyed my time with the demo. Hell, I willingly restarted the demo multiple times to play it over and over and over again, because it doesn't save progress in there, and progress doesn't carry over from the demo to the game. So I had to restart the demo, and actually I didn't mind, because I had a lot of fun playing it, and in a weird way, I found it relaxing, and this is not something that I ever expected from Forza. I expected when I played it to just be bored and be like, oh, whatever. Because I didn't know that Forza Horizon was more like an open world arcadey racer than because my only experience with Forza is like Forza 5 on the Xbox One, or one of the earliest one that came out on the Xbox One. I think it was Forza 5 or Forza 6 or whatever, one of those two. But I played it when I used to work at GameStop on one of their kiosks, and I was just bored. I just didn't care. Like full disclosure, I'm not a car guy. I'm like the dummy of the dummies when it comes to cars, so I have no fucking idea what the hell I was doing or what people see in these games. Until I actually played the Forza Horizon 4 demo, and I thought, you know what? If this game doesn't have any microtransactions in it, like if it doesn't have any of the stupid loot boxes or card packs or Forza points or Forza-thon points or spin wheels or whatever the fuck they're selling nowadays, I will honestly put down my $60 towards this game. Because I like to support games that do not try to pimp me out for more money. And sure enough, there were no microtransactions, and as of October 9th, 2018, there are still no egregious loot boxes or Forza points or anything that you can. There's no like infinite time sinkholes in the infinite money sinkholes is what I like to call them. Infinite money sinkholes. There's nothing like that where you can just spend unlimited obscene amounts of money on stuff and have no limit to it whatsoever. There's nothing like that in Forza Horizon 4. Now, if you're coming into this review, or it's not even really a review, because I honestly don't know how to review a driving game or a racing game. If you're coming to this channel trying to find, you know, like the differences between Forza Horizon 4 and, you know, Forza Horizon 3 or Forza 7 or whatever, sorry, like this is honestly the first Forza game I've ever played. Like, honestly. I can only talk about, you know, what I like about it just from a car dummy's viewpoint. That's really about it. Yeah, the thing that impressed me the most, and I'm gonna go into the microtransactions, I'm gonna go into monetization, because that's, you know, that's what I like to talk about. because I think that is more important in a game. Well, talking about it is more important, bringing it to people's attention than, what's around it or what's designed around it. Because, we recently had 2 games come out around the same time, which is this one, Forza Horizon 4, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Which, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just this obscene thing that exploits its customers, like try to tempt them into buy like XP boosters and this incredibly unbelievable amount of day one DLC that's in the game that you have to purchase via the Helix, the microtransaction, the Helix credits that look like a fucking free-to-play game, and it's just barely anyone's talking about it. Barely anyone in the mainstream game press is talking about it. So, compared to that, which is just so grotesque, you have a game that it comes from Microsoft. Microsoft has a very unfortunate history of monetizing their most popular series, like same like Forza, Gears, Halo. Like those games now are just forever, like most of them are just forever tainted with that shit. Like Halo, I think is gonna be designed for microtransactions, the next one, and then you've got Gears 5, which I'm sure is gonna have them in there at some point. Forza next year might, once the backlash from loot boxes has kind of died down. So then you have Forza Horizon 4, which, and I put my money where my mouth is. I they're not gonna respond to me, but I fucking tweeted out to Phil Spencer and Playground Games and Forza and all, and I was like, hey guys, if you guys don't have Forzathon points available for purchase outside of the game, and you don't have those like microtransaction spin wheels like outside of the game for purchase, I will pay the $60 for this game. I'm not gonna get the Ultimate Edition. I'm not gonna get the Deluxe Edition. I will buy you. You've earned my $60. And when I bought Forza Horizon 4, I immediately noticed that this game was not designed around microtransactions, because there is a system in this game that there's like 2 different types of loot boxy-esque things to it. It's like these like spin wheels where you basically spin a wheel like you do in The Price is Right, and whatever you land on is the cosmetic prize that you get. You either get like a cosmetic prize like a horn or a emote or a t-shirt, or you get money or credits, or that they're called. And there's 2 types of it. There's one that is like, a mix of like common, they have like, common, rare, legendary, epic, common, rare, epic, legendary. That's the order that it goes in. And it is designed, basically like your average. I think Overwatch was pretty much like the big template for a lot of how these cosmetic items are broken up into. So of course you got like the commons and the rares, and then you got like maybe 2 legendaries and one epic and 2 legendaries on there, and you spin it, and whichever one you land on you get, and that's just how it normally works with monetization. Now, the thing that is different about the other one, there's the wheel spin, which is the one I just described, and the super wheel spin, which is like mostly mixed of legendaries and epics, and you spin it, and there's like 3 different spinners this time, and you get 3 prizes out of it. And I didn't even have to really work that hard to get these wheel spins. They are very generously given out, and like I honestly had like 15 in my inventory, and I didn't even realize it until like a couple hours into the game. I was like, what the hell? Like, what are these? And then you spin them, and I thought like, oh no, are they gonna like pimp these out? And I checked the Microsoft store. Nope, not available for ordering. I was like, oh, okay, I guess you just get them in game. And they're plentiful, and they actually are rewarding, and they're designed around encouraging you to play rather encouraging you to pay, which is incredibly rare concept nowadays. And the thing that I really like about this too is that it actually feels rewarding. Like when you get a cosmetic item that you really want, it's not, I wasn't thinking, fuck, well, it's designed to be this way, to be like super fucking irritating to get the legendaries and the epics. It's irritating. I'm gonna have to buy like 50 loot boxes to get the shit that I really want. No, I actually got some of the shit that I really wanted like right off the bat. I don't know if that was just luck or if the game is, the statistics in there are designed to like where they give you more legendaries than normal monetized games, but this game, it is very generous with the amount of rewards it gives you. And I hate this idea from people that say, well, the games are not about the rewards that you get, they're about the gameplay itself. What the fuck are you doing then, like, to play the game? You play a game to get rewarded. You play a game to get that little spark of progress, or as EA like to put it, pride and accomplishment. Like that little bit you get. And even though, yes, this is randomized, you are still earning a lot, and you will get a lot of shit that is actually good. Like even some of like the common items are actually pretty funny to look at, are funny to have. Like they don't feel like trash in this game. And then there's another thing that worried me too about it, which is the Forzathon points. Which is, it's got, and they mentioned this back at E3, like it was gonna have its own like rotating vanity item shop, like Fortnite does. And I was like, oh no, so we're gonna have this other currency where it lets you buy the Forzathon points, and it lets you and it's gonna be this limited time thing which encourages you to spend more money on microtransactions to buy the items before they're rotated out of the shop. And that was another big fear I had going into this. And you don't unlock the Forzathon shop until you're past the prologue. And the prologue takes about 5 hours to do. And that's unfortunately like not at all the best part of the game. It's a shame that the game puts its worst foot forward when it comes to this overly long prologue. But once I got to where I was able to acquire Forzathon points from, they're basically like public events in Destiny, where you meet up with a bunch of other players and you just do an activity, and they're basically just like, they're just generic repetitive activities that you do to get points and stuff like that. They're nothing special. And even the items that are in the shops, they're not exclusive to the shops. You can get them in the prize wheels. So I was like, great, let's see if they have Forzathon points available for sale. No, they don't. Not at all. They don't. And the points that you get from these public events are generous. Like you get, like if you do like 2 or 3 of them, and they take like 10 minutes each, you spend just 30 minutes playing the game, you can get like multiple things from the shop. It actually does, and it encourages you to keep playing. Like I said, because you're having fun. You're enjoying playing it. That's the key difference between Forza Horizon 4 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You are encouraged to keep playing because you know this is the only experience that you're getting. This game, Forza Horizon 4, was tailor-made for this base experience. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is not. So, in my opinion, although I have not played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and at this point I probably never will, because I'm not going to go near that fucking thing. In fact, I would, like for the amount of shit that I gave Devil May Cry 5, I'd buy 2 copies of Devil May Cry 5 before I'd go near that. I'm not going to spend money on the microtransactions on Devil May Cry 5, but I'd rather play that than Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Fuck that shit. I'm not going near that. So, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Forza Horizon 4 is like one of the most rewarding games I've played this year. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's one of the best games I've ever played. I think it is a good, damn solid game that has its heart in the right place when it comes to player engagement. This whole thing with live services, like I'm so burned out. I'm so sick of live services, especially multiplayer centric ones. And I hate that single player games are being turned into these live services for the most part. Some of them are okay. But in this era of live services where they create games and gameplay loops that are just ripe for abuse from these companies, I gotta tip my proverbial hat to Microsoft for having the restraint to not go whole hog on exploiting audiences with these wheel spins and these Forzathon points and these credits. Like, you can't even buy the credits outside of the game, like the stuff that you buy cars with. There's nothing you can buy that will egregiously affect the game. The only thing that you are able to buy outside of the game are extra cars, which I think is fine, and this like unlock reveal on the map where the rest of the fast travel billboards and the barns are, and it's like $3. I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's not the outrageously priced $20 unlock everything token from Mortal Kombat X. It's not that. It's like $3. I'm not gonna pay the $3 because I actually want to explore the world and unlock everything the natural way, but that is an example of a microtransaction that I honestly don't have a problem with. Like, it's a one-time thing. It's $3. In an era where everything else is so like crossing the fucking line when it comes to monetization, I don't see that as that big of a deal. If that is a compromise, that's one that I'm willing to make with these publishers. You can have your tiny little unlock everything tokens in there for a reasonable price. If it's like $2 or $3 or whatever, that's fine. $20, that's when I have the fucking problem. But $3, that's not that big of a deal. Compared to a lot of shit out there, like this game looking as gorgeous as it does, having the server costs for the season changes, which are pretty cool. I accept that. I accept that $3 little microtransaction token. I wouldn't even go so far. I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it a microtransaction, because it's a thing. It's like a DLC little thing. It's whatever. So, I mean, that's really what I'm most interested in talking about from Forza Horizon 4. I'm sorry if you came to this for, thoughts on like the graphics and the gameplay and all that, but for all the shit that I've talked about, getting, annoyed with all these games that look great and then are ruined with microtransactions, this is one that did not look great, but won me over because of how respectful it is of its audience. It knows its target audience, and it made a damn fine game, and it's not further manipulating them into spending even more obscene amounts of money. It is respectful. And just because of that, even if you are not a racing fan, I recommend you guys go out and support this game. It is a respectful live service, and that is something incredibly rare these days.